I haven't unmuted myself here. All right, so okay. I haven't been using WebEx, so can all of you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. It's all good. Thanks, Ade.
All right. Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Adelina. I'm from Indonesia, from Prestia Mulia University. Okay, so here I'm going to talk about using SOCL to improve IELTS speaking skills. So I'm here in Prestia Mulia. I'm teaching IELTS, meaning that I'm teaching for I'm training them for the test itself. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm going to talk about what IELTS speaking skill, what is my goal, and then how I use SOCL to practice, and then student perception towards the video practice itself. Okay, so IELTS speaking skill, as everybody knows, it's all about what is the goal of teaching speaking skill in IELTS. Of course, fluency and coherence, lexical resource, which is vocabularies, grammar range, and accuracy and pronunciation. Those are the criteria of IELTS speaking. There are a lot for I do have difficulty when I have a 30 plus students in class. You know, there are three most difficult things that I mentioned here is difficulty in monitoring the practice. Okay, so every practice should be monitored, but it is quite difficult for me to monitor 30 plus something student in one time. Okay, and then difficulty in keeping record of student tasks. So I will have to, I don't know how to keep, because it's speaking sometimes it is done face to face. And difficulty in giving feedback because there are no records. It's quite difficult to give feedback at the end of the course itself. So for those reasons, so I created a task using SOCL. Okay, 30 plus something student is quite a lot in one class, with the goal of those criteria, the criteria given by IELTS and the many things that have to be done. So I use IELTS. I use it in two ways. The first one is the first thing that I used before was the STAR system, which is I give need practice, fair, good, very good, excellent. This one I will give at the beginning of the course itself, because it is just to make them engage with the activity. Okay, to make them engage the activity, and is it the activity, is it difficult, or is it to get them used to using the app itself. And of course, they also can give feedback to their friends. So this is a thing: prepare, record, upload, and see other videos are all the goals of this practice. And of course, I will give them questions as what is given, like describe a time you did something important, and then they have to give and use tags. And then of course you can see here the stars are given by me and their friends. So this is to let them engage for the first time with SOCL, so they can actually just give their friend 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. But of course, in giving the stars, I also give criteria. What are the 3 stars? What are the 2 stars? And what are the 4 stars, of etc. And then that's a star system. Oh, sorry. Well, okay, and then of course the second one is comments. After they get used to the SOCL itself, I gave them a task using comments. This time, it's more difficult. Okay, so they were given a cue card, same as the one before. They created a video based on the cue card again, and then they uploaded the video to SOCL. And then after that, rather than me giving a feedback, they gave their friends video comments based on a set of questions. So I specifically make a rubric based on IELTS criteria in public version criteria, and let them use those questions to give comments to their friends. Okay, so after around 10, 15, 10 students giving comment to one student, then student has to give their reflection on based on what their friends comments. So they will say that, oh, I know that I have to do this and this. Okay, so and then of course what I want them to do after they use the suggestion that their friends give for their next video. Okay, so the feedback that their friend gave, all those words, all those comments, they have to use it. They have to then do it again. They will have to keep that in mind when they do another project or another task. Okay, so these are the questions I give, all based on criteria of IELTS itself, because my goals are speaking IELTS, so I have to use the rubric that is given by IELTS. And then fluency, vocabulary, grammar. So these are the questions.
Adi, can you put
Yes.
it on full screen?
Full screen, okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit tiny. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, is it
Thank you,
okay?
Adi. Yeah, better. Thank you, Adi.
Okay, so I gave questions to the students, fluency and coherence, vocabulary, grammar. So what are the questions? So they will be giving comments based on the question that I gave. Example here, my student was very nice, but make sure you use past tense consistently and you are talking about something that was in the past. You sounded confident in delivering it, but there are only little and So because I need that, because some fluency in IELTS, fluency like is counted as a problem in fluency. Pausing is that. Also, there's a good coherence using variety of conjunction. I will tell them what conjunction are before. So however, the grammar is inconsistent, namely using present tense when telling something that happened in the past. Okay, so fluent and quite natural. However, I think I could improve it with your grammar. So those are the things that I asked them to do. Okay, so this is what the questions are, and this is what come out from the student side. So the goal of this practice from the beginning to the end is I use a task and a rubric, and I let them do peer feedback, and then students have to give reflection. Actually, I want them to become independent learners. So they have to be what we call responsible for their own learning. So they know what is wrong with their speaking task. So they have to do it themselves, because I would not be able to be there all the time. And with 30 something students, sometimes I miss one or two. So I really need this peer feedback and student reflection to make them independent learners. Okay, student perception. So at the end of the stars, I gave them questions as also for my own reflection, for my own feedbacks. So they said to me that, okay, so was it easy or difficult when giving feedback? They say, okay, I use it in Indonesian, so there is sulit, difficult, and tidak sulit. So that's what's more. So they said that it's easy to, it's not difficult to give a feedback about fluency, but it's quite difficult when giving feedback about grammar. Okay, pronunciation and fluency are the things that they consider not difficult. But then grammar and vocab or flow of ideas, especially grammar, they find it difficult to give feedback. And then at the end also, they give comments. I give them a question, what do they like about your friend's comment? I say, it can help me with my next speaking task as a good way to improve my speaking skill. They said that the way my friend appreciate my effort in making videos, as well as the advice give. This is straight, I copy it straight from the student's answer. Yeah? So forgive me if the grammar is quite, it's not really good. The way my friend appreciate my effort in making video, as well as the advice given, can help me improve my speaking skill. Feedback given based on the result of the video can be used as learning experience. So they say learning experience and motivation. So actually it is also motivation, because we are blind to our own blindness. I don't know how they could get this code. Okay, therefore feedback is a good method that I think can develop my speaking skills. So these are actually the students' comment after I give them a 1 semester of speaking tasks, half semester of speaking tasks using SACO. And I think that is it for me.